ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। So we were in the fifth Khandika of the fourth Brahmana of the fourth chapter. Still the samsara varnana is going on. In this context, already how the next body is taken, correct? Once somebody dies, how does that Jivatma, that Chaitanya, which is conditioned by the Linga Sharira, takes up another body. So, couple of drishtantas were also given in this context. One of the leech, correct? So, how the leech is holding on to one end of a grass stalk, and then it, with this other end, it holds on to another grass, it expands and again contracts, it leaves the previous grass and goes there. Like that only this, because the Sukshma Sharira Gata, all the Devatas, they are all like Ananta only in one way. So they are there everywhere, correct? So they can expand like that, but again they attain Sankocha, or they are restricted to another body once they start functioning in the other body. So the leech was given as one example. Then the another example was given in the previous Khandika, where the goldsmith and gold used to make ornaments. So that from Upanishad Kala onwards, people are returning old gold and making and getting new jewelry, I think, because that's what the Upanishad is giving as an analogy here. So, like even the goldsmith or the Peshaskari, Tattan, we say in Tamil, takes some gold from you and then he makes new jewelry out of that old gold. Similarly, so when we talk about the Sthula Sharira is made according to the different lokas, correct? In the Bhuloka, we have this kind of a Sthula Sharira, and other Sthula Shariras are also there, correct? We do see animals, plants, etc. Different types of physical body is available. Similarly, in different lokas, different physical bodies are available. How they are made? Are they made totally newly from some upadana, or the existing upadana is reused again and again? Means it is reused again and again. In fact, one we have to say that some stula, these pancha bhutas are there. Basically, the stula sharira is a bhautika, correct? It is an elemental. 5 elements are there, and the physical body is made up of these 5 elements, so it is an elemental. So some portion of the 5 elements are always reserved for one body, okay, or the body of a particular jiva, we can say. That's how you go and take that, and of course that body grows. Like even the child's body, after it is born also you are feeding food, correct? That's why this body is called annamaya and all that. So like that it grows then, or even from the bija and ankura comes, and then that sprout then sprouts into a big plant, tree, etc. By taking in more whatever elements required from the surroundings. Like this, that example also was given. The idea is that you don't newly create the upadana karana, the material cause that is already there. Now, having talked about all these things, we saw the even introduction what Bhashyakara gave to this fifth Khandika. Ye asya bandhana sajñakaha upadi bhutaha yaihi sanyuktaha tanmayaha ayamiti vibhavyate. So tanmayaha here means you become that maya, because the identification with the physical body, identification with the subtle body is what is called here as Tanmaya, correct? Tanmayam Mayaha Ayamiti Vibhavyate. So you identify with that Tadatmya, it is really speaking, the Mayat here, and all the things with which one identifies. There are so many things with which one identifies. You place the I on all these things. Therefore, all of them are put together in one place here in this. And the Upanishad is showing that to you. Okay. What is that? Now we'll read that. Sava ayam atma brahma vijnanamayaha manomayaha pranamayaha chakshurmayaha shrotramayaha prithvimayaha apomayaha vayumayaha akashamayaha tejomayaha atejomayaha kamamayaha akamamayaha krodhamayaha akrodhamayaha dharmamayaha adharmamayaha sarvamayaha tad etad idam mayaha adomayaha iti yathakari yathachari tata bhavati. Okay, up to this we'll see first. See this Atma, which in reality it is Brahman, correct? So Ayam Atma Brahma is really a Mahavakya here also, correct? Sava Ayam Atma Brahma. So really Atma is Brahman. It is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, Vijnanam Anandam Brahma. But then what happens? That Brahman starts identifying with the Sthula Sukshma Sharira. That is where the entire samsara is. So the Brahman is called Vijnana Mayaha here first, because the buddhi is the subtlest thing which we identify. The I thought itself is in the buddhi, correct? The I thought itself is the problem. That is what we call ahankaraha. That which is in the form of I, but it's not really I. The ahankara is the I thought. From there, everything else starts. That's why even generally we say that you have to do vichara about this I itself. All the things which are there here, it is for whom? For whom is it? If you analyze that, then the mind, then its focus changes from the external and from the sense objects. Now you are focusing on knowing yourself. That is an important thing. But anyway, here the identification is talked about. So first identification is with the buddhi, vijnanamayaha, and then manomayaha. Manas also comes. Sankalpa vikalpatmakaha, manaha, you can say. So are all the emotions, etc. So the intellect and mind you can take. Then prana also identification is there. Right? One identifies I am thirsty, I am hungry, etc. All these are all prana related. Then each indriya also. If the eyes are not seeing, you say that I am blind. Correct? Our ears are not hearing, I am deaf. So chakshur mayaha, shrotra mayaha. Okay, so initially the in one way the stula and sukshma sharira identification has been given here, but then Yajnavalkya goes into more detail. Correct? Here he says for the stula sharira. See, up to this, the Vijnanamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Chakshurmaya, Shrotramaya, all of these are subtle only, correct? Sukshma Sharira only. But for the Stula Sharira, he simply doesn't say Sharira Mayaha like that. Instead, he goes into the Mahabhutas. Why? Because he wants to point out that the different Stula Sharira, they are pradhana in a particular Mahabhuta, correct? Depending on where that Stula Sharira is. So Bhashyakara will also explain that later. So we'll see. So Prithvi Mayaha means on this earth, the body is mainly Prithvi Mayaha, the physical body. But in Varna Loka, the same physical body will be Apo Mayaha, where water is Pradhana there. So basically you are identifying with the water made body. Okay, that is why it is called Apo Mayaha. Some bodies are Vayu Mayaha. Okay, like ghost, etc. I think. Preta Sharira also we talk about. So like that, Bhuta Preta Pishachaha. Then there are Akasha Mayaha, very, very subtle. means that is all Akashamaya. Then Devas are all supposed to be Tejomaya because that's why they are bright, correct? Devas are all effulgent beings, so their bodies are all Tejomaya. And there are other bodies which are Atejomaya, means Naraka. If you go to Naraka, etc., you will have Atejomaya body like this. So the physical bodies themselves are mentioned in so many ways, different ways, interestingly here. Then what? But anyway, whatever may be your identification with all these things, identifying with desires is very important, correct? From there only everything starts. Later also we'll see that here itself. So Kama Mayaha, one identifies oneself as a desirer, correct? Kami. Similarly, Akama Mayaha, one does not have any Kama also. Sometimes one is satisfied with how you are, so you are not a Kami. Then you are Akama Maya. Similarly, Krodha Mayaha, when Kama is not fulfilled, and so that is Krodha Maya. Or Kama is fulfilled, means Krodha Maya, you are Shanta. Similarly, Dharma Mayaha, Adharma Mayaha. So depending on how your Kama is, whether when the Kama becomes Lobha, many times it becomes Adharma Maya. Correct? Kama being Kama can still lead to an action which is Dharmika. Correct? You can still be a Vaidika, you can desire to go to Swarga, then you do all the Vaidika karma according to the Shastra Vidhi, means it is still Dharma Maya. You identify with Dharma there. Or you become greedy and you snatch somebody else's wife like Ravana and all that, that is Adharma Maya. Means basically finally it says what? Sarva Maya. So you identify with all these things in the world, so many things. Okay? Sarva Maya. Tad etad idam Maya, ado Maya. Also, you identify with something which is perceptible, which is available to you pratyaksha, by pratyaksha, or you can identify with something that also which is not immediately perceptible but which is only known through some inference, let us say. Even through with that you can identify yourself. Means you are worried about the future, we can say. Whatever you are identifying right now is all mostly perceptible. But some people are always living in some dreams, correct? They are are worried about future. They are not living in the present. Sometimes we even tell that, correct? You have to live in the present and all that. Such people are adho-maya people because others means that. So idam maya means you are identifying with this, and that you are identifying with that. That means something which is distant from you, either temporally or spatially, and all that. So anyway, so thus in this manner you are identifying. So much of self-identification, in spite of knowing that I cannot be this, correct? Is that clear? The I can never be this. So whatever I know can never be I. In spite of that, I identify with whatever is known Vishaya and then take on all their dharmas as my dharma and suffer. That is the samsara, really speaking. Even the kama, etc., is there. Why? Because you identify with all these things, you become parichinna automatically. You become an embodied consciousness. Once you become embodied, then you are always a wanting being only. You cannot escape being wanting. Wanting means always desire will be there. Whoever is wanting wants something. That want itself is the desire. From there, everything starts. Okay. So that is what. So you identify with all these things. Okay. Everything identified with something which is known immediately or something which cannot be known immediately also. You identify with all that. And thus what? Yatha kari, yatha chari, tatha bhavati. So when you start doing based on that identification only, you do things, correct? So, and so you do and you act, your achara is there, and based on that only you become whatever you become, correct? Yathachari, yathakari, and what further? Sadhukari, sadhur bhavati. One who does good, sadhu, he also gets something good, correct? He becomes good. Sadhu bhavati. Papakari, papaha bhavati. One who does papa, one who goes against the Shastra Vidhi and also does forbidden things, Pratisheta karma, etc. Papakari, papaha bhavati. He gains the papa phala. Here we have to say. So papaha bhavati. Having said that, the Upanishad again repeats Punya punyena karmana bhavati papa papena. So punyena karmana punyaha bhavati. Already sadhukari sadhur bhavati has been said. So that's why here Bhashyakara gives an interesting interpretation, because otherwise it will become um, punarukti, correct? You are only repeating the same thing again. So what he says is this sadhukari, papakari, all these things has a pratyaya called nini pratyaya. I don't know how many of you remember your Panini. So that comes in the meaning of tachila. So it's called a tachilya pratyaya. Means, suppose like a word like Ushna Bhoji is a word, okay, in Sanskrit. So when do you say somebody is a Ushna Bhoji? Not because he drank something without knowing it is hot. Some people do that, correct? Your tongue also burns. You don't know how hot it is, particularly if you are having a pingan cup and all that. It is highly, it is resistant to heat. You don't know by holding the cup handle, you don't know how hot the coffee or tea or whatever it is. And you take it very hot. Then for 2 days, there is no taste in your tongue. Happens. But that person is not Ushna Bhoji. Understand that by mistake, once you had something very hard. But who is Ushna Bhoji? Every time he asks, I want piping hot coffee. Some people are there like that, correct? Even if it is a little bit, it's only warm. It's not really hot. Let us say they don't like. They say, okay, go again, heat it and come. There are people like that. Every time they drink hot, piping hot coffee only, correct? Such people, you can call them Ushna Bhoji because they have it as their Sheela. That Sheela is there, means that is their Swabhava. They have it as a defining characteristic, you can say. That is their Swabhava. That is their character. Like that, we can say. Only for such things that Prachilya Pratyaya should be used. So that means for one to become sadhu, one has to always do sadhu karma or what? 100% can anybody do only sadhu karma? Means it is not possible. Even when you are doing some Vedika karma, some you burn and some insect flies and goes into the fire. Means that is also some kind of papa. You are walking, you don't see that seriously. You are thinking about something and walking, you step on something, correct? Then what you will do? So papa happens. That's why Bhashyakara says that that doesn't see that punya's phala you'll get whether you do the punya once or you have a lifestyle of only doing punya karma. That is good. Always doing punya karma, being committed to that kind of a lifestyle is good. But that doesn't mean if you do punya once, you won't get the punya phala. So to say that only the Upanishad is repeating like this, Bhashyakara gives a very interesting explanation. We'll see that. So again the Upanishad says, Punyaha punyena karmana bhavati papaha papena. Okay. In fact, this is very highly quoted by Bhashyakara also. In different places, this particular thing he quotes. Okay. Okay. So now all these things, having seen this, athaha Khalu ahuhu kamamayaha evayam purushaha iti. Okay, we saw that a person can identify with all these things. But what is the main thing identifying with which one becomes a samsari? If we analyze that, some people say what? They say that kamamayaha evayam purushaha. This purusha, the jivatma, the samsari, mainly identifies with kama. From there only everything starts. Of course, ajnana is there. Understand? Ajnana is the karana for the samsara, we say, in general. But for a particular type of sharira for you to get, what is the cause? Or the particular kind of life which you are leading right now, for that, what is the cause? Means kama. Kama is the specific cause, you can say. Jnana is generally there. It is general for everybody, whether you are a deva or an asura or a manushya, ajnana, everybody, atma ajnana is there. Ajnana is common. So ajnana itself does not decide whether you are a deva or manushya or asura. Then what decides, or what is the deciding factor there? Means kama. Everything starts with kama after ajnana. Kama mayaha evayam purushaha. Why? Because Upanishad itself explains that. What? Sa yatha kamaha bhavati tat kratur bhavati. So again, kama you can take as desire, but not a very strong desire. Let us say we have so many desires in life, and we don't make any effort to fructify those desires. Correct? You have so many desires, but only some of them you act on. But before you act on, it has to become a strong desire. Correct? In fact, many people have New Year resolution. In fact, that resolution, after becoming a resolution, also you may not act on that. That is also there. Okay. Or you people have something called bucket list nowadays. Okay. Everybody, particularly my classmates from college and all that, they are all very particular about the bucket list because we are at an age where another 5-10 years only you are healthy enough to go somewhere, all that. Okay. You have to finish it now. Otherwise, that bucket, you will kick the bucket and the bucket list also will go away with that. So, bucket list is there. So, the desire now gets into the resolution or bucket list, correct? You are determined now. Determination, you can say. From desire, it has become determination. Okay. Kratur bhavati. So, once you have a resolution or a determination to do, when you do actually, then what? Tat kratur bhavati. Yat kratur bhavati tat karma. So, whatever you have decided to do, you are determined to do, that you do. Okay, tat karma kurute. Then what? Yat karma kurute, tad abhisampadyate. Whatever karma you do, that karma phala only you gain, correct? Based on that, in this life also, then the next life also is based on karma phala. So this, now after you have taken a new body, what happens? Correct? To this point, Upanishad talked about how one dies and takes up a new body. After you take the new body, you start identifying with the that Stula and Sukshma Sharira, whatever which has come there, and then again desires, karma, etc. Okay. So now let's see the Bhashya. Savai ayam yaha evam samsarati atma. So this atma, jivatma, we have to say. This sava is really vai. It becomes va due to sandhi rules. So savai ayam yaha evam samsarati atma. In this manner, this atma which is traveling very well. Samsarati here means samyak sarati. Brahmaiva Parayeva, but this Atma is really Brahman only, correct? And what kind of Brahman? Bhashyakara, Yaha Ashanaya Dhyatitaha. Already this Upanishad itself talked about this Atma as the one which has transcended hunger, thirst, etc. Correct? Means one who has transcended, one who really transcends the physical body and subtle body, etc. That Atma only you are really, which is Brahman. But that Brahman has now become Vijnana Mayaha, means you are a Jiva. As soon as you are a Vijnana Mayaha, that same Brahman conditioned by the Buddhi is the Vijnana Mayaha. Vijnanam Buddhihi Tena Upalakshyamanaha. Means here Upalakshyamana means one who is characterized or conditioned, we have to take. Okay. So one who is characterized by or conditioned by this Buddhi is the Vijnana Mayaha. Correct? So, or you have to say identified. One who is identified with the intellect, we have to say. Or one who identifies with the intellect. That is the Maya here. Tanmaya. And again, what he is quoting the 437 already. Katamahatmeti oyam Vijnanamayaha praneshu. Like this, the Vijnanamaya word was used already in the third chapter itself, in the Swayam Jyotir Brahmanam. So he is pointing to that. Itihi Uttam. So this was already said. The Vijnanamaya pada was already used. It's Vijnana Prayaha. So the one who is likeness is there. Prayaha means almost like this Vijnana. Okay. So what is this self was already asked. The self is really the Purusha. But the one who is identified with the Vijnana or resembling the Vijnana, we have to say. Vijnana Prayaha means like or resemblance. Semblance is there. So the one who resembles the Buddhi, Vijnanamayaha, Vijnana Prayaha, Yasmat, Tad Dharmatvam, Asya Vibhavyate. Why? Because that Vijnana Dharma is there, correct? So it is uh, conceived as having that attributes of the Buddhi. You take yourself as having the dharma of the intellect or Buddhi. Okay, so you become and that is also said by the Upanishad, correct? Bhashyakara will quote that. What is that? Dhyayati iva, lelayati iva. Once dhyayati comes, lelayati comes, then you have identified with your intellect and also the stula sharira. Lelayati, you can take it as identification with the physical body. Dhyayati means you have started identifying, already you are thinking, meditating, etc. So this was also shown before the dharma adhyasa. This is okay. Once the identification is there, anyonya adhyasa is already there. So you take yourself as a dharmi and then take all those dharmas also become your dharma. And therefore what? Tatha. Similarly what? Continuing. Manomaya manas sannikarsha. Sannikarshat manomaya. So what is the closest to buddhi means mind. What is closest to the intellect? Mind is the closest. And so the one who is Vijnanamaya also is Manomaya, identifies with the mind also. Similarly, then what? Tatha Pranamaya. Pranaha here is Panchavritti. He means Pranopana, Vyana, Udana, Samanaha. We say the Panchavritti. You identify with all that also. Okay. So there is identification with Prana. I am hungry, I am thirsty, etc. These are all identification with Prana. Yena chetanaha chalativa lakshyate. So only with prana again, all the activities are also. You think that I am a doer, I am doing this, etc. So by because of prana only, the chaitanya of the sentient is characterized as doing something. Correct? Chalati. you are active, you do some activity. So this is important, correct? Identifying with the prana only, you have individual, anybody individual, this jivatma is said to be moving, etc. Chalati means you are active or moving. But Bhashyakara, being Bhashyakara, he puts Chalati Iva also, like Dhyayati Iva, Lelayati Iva. Even in his note, he is saying Chalati Iva. It is really, Atma is not moving, but it is as though moving. So that movement, etc., is due to prana. Then Tatha Chakshur Mayaha Rupa Darshana Kale. When you are seeing something, some color, form, etc., then you take yourself as the seer. That is Chakshurmayaha, Evam Shrotramayaha, Shabda Shravana Kale. When you are listening to something, you say, I am the listener. That's way you are identifying with your ears. Evam Tasya Tasya Indriyasya Vyaparodbhave Tattanmayaha Bhavati. Again, when you are smelling something, you are the smeller. When you are sensing something through your skin, etc., then you are the one toucher, taster, etc. When you taste through your tongue, so that, or when you speak, this is also not only the this sense organs, even organs of action also we identify with all that. So when you are identifying with each indriya, you become identified with that. Correct? Tattan mayaha bhavati. So when you identify yourself with the activity of the indriya, you become identified with that. Evam buddhi prana dvarena चक्षुरादिकरणमयः सन् शरीर आरंभक पृथिव्यादि भूतमयः भवति. Okay, till now, like I said, it's all sukshma sharira, correct? So through the buddhi and prana, you identify with the indriyas. So first identification starts with buddhi, and manas is being close to that, mind comes, then prana. Once the identification is there with the mind and the prana, then through that you also identify with the indriya. And then now what? That whatever starts this new physical body, correct? When you are taking up a new body, so Sharira Arambaka, and what starts the physical body? Prithivyadi Bhutamayaha. These Prithivyadi Mahabhutas only make up this physical body, therefore you become identified with them also. Prithivyadi Bhutamayaha Bhavati, Tatra Parthiva Sharira Arambhe Prithvi Mayaha Bhavati. So when you take up a body, which is like on this earth, let us say, that is called Parthiva Sharira. So when you start Parthiva Sharira, then you identify with Prithvi. Tatha Varunadi Lokeshu. Similarly, what in Varuna Loka? Varuna is the Devata for all these water bodies, correct? So in Varuna Loka, if you take a body, Apya Sharira Rambhe, Apo Mayaha Bhavati. So there, to start a body which is made up of water, or in like you start your samsara there, your whatever identifying with the body in the varna loka, which is made up of water, you become that apomayaha. You become identified with water. Tatha vayavya sharirarambhe vayumayaha bhavati. So vayavya sharira means what is vayu sharira? Bhashyakara doesn't say, he simply says vayavya sharira. In some loka, or I think all these ghosts, etc., are Vayavya Sharira. So it is made up of mainly Vayu. Therefore, you identify with Vayu. Tatha Akasha Sharira Rambhe Akashamayaha Bhavati. Some bodies are so subtle that it is like you are identifying with space only. They are just made up of Akasha. Evam Etani Taijasani Deva Sharirani. So in this manner, what? All these Deva Shariras are all made up of Agni. Taijasa they are, because Devas are all effulgent. So that effulgence means it is Agnimaya. So Taijasani Deva Sharirani Teshu Arabhyamaneshu Tanmayaha Tejomayaha Bhavati. So Whatever, if you get a Deva Sharira, then you are Tejomaya means you are identifying with this Tejomaya fire. Okay. So when you are karma is making creating a Deva Sharira for you. Okay. So in that you identify with Tejas. Ataha Vyatiriktani. So other than this, whatever is not Tejomaya. Okay. Because Upanishad itself is talking about others. So therefore, what other than the Deva Sharira, Pashwadi Sharirani, Naraka Pretadi Sharirani cha Atejomayani. So all this, whatever Sharira you take in Naraka, after you die, all these Shariras, okay, they are all not Tejomaya. So Tani Apekshaha Atejomaya iti. So Atejomaya also is there in the Upanishad Vakya. So with reference to these other Shariras, like animals and Stavara also we have to take here, plants, etc. And also any Sharira you take in Naraka. Okay, Atala, Vitala, Sutala, like that there are 7 down are there. So whatever Sharira you take there are all Atejomaya. So you identify with whatever that is not Tejas. Evam karya karna sanghatamayaha san atma praptavyam vastvantaram pashyan idam maya praptam ado maya praptam. So in this manner you become karana sanghatamayaha, like that Bhashyakara is saying. Means basically karya and karana means what? Karya is the physical body. The stula sharira is what is called karya because it is a karya of the karma. And then the instruments which you use in that is the karana, which is the sukshma sharira, and whatever is the compound of this, correct? A complex body. Pujya Swamiji used to say body, mind, sense complex for karya karana sangat. So you get identified with your body, mind, sense complex. That is the karya karana sanghata. Having been identified, being identified with this, what? Atma, Praptavyam, Vattvantram, Pashyan. You see something else to be attained now, correct? Because now what? Being identified with one body, mind, sense complex, everything becomes other to you, correct? And through that body, you are now sensing other things, objects, sense objects, and having seen them, what? You want to get idam maya praptam. I want to get this. Means then you get identified with that also. Whatever is your object of desire, you identify with that itself. Bhashyakara says. Or ado maya praptam, that I want to get. So ityevam viparita pratyayaha tad abhilashaha kamamayaha bhavati. So in this manner, what? There is a viparita pratyaya is there. Okay. So you have a cognition which is not proper. You can say it is a viparita pratyaya means erroneous cognition only we have to say. Because there is nothing to be really attained, correct? Everything is Atma alone. But still what? You restrict yourself to one body, mind, sense complex, then see something else as an object outside you, and then you want to get that. Okay, that is the viparita pratyaya. And once you want to get that, that becomes the kama, correct? So you identify, you have a desire, and then you become kama maya. You identify yourself with that abhilasha, kama. So kama maya bhavati. Okay, then what? Then tasmin kame dosham pashyataha tad vishaya abhilasha prashame chittam prasannam akalusham shantam bhavati. Tanmayaha, kamamayaha. Okay, sometimes what? You may see that, okay, this desire is not proper. Sometimes you get some viveka, let us say. Okay. Therefore, that whatever Vishaya Abhilasha, whatever desire you had for that particular sense object, that gets resolved. Prashame sati. And then what? The mind also becomes calm. Because when mind is having this desire, it is agitated because it wants to gain that. Right? Without that, I cannot be happy. If you have a thought like that, your mind is also not calm. It is agitated. But now you think, okay, that desired object is not going to give me anything. Means mind is now calm. Kalusham shantam bhavati. So it is calm, it is clear and calm. So you gain a certain clarity. Therefore, now you are akamamayaha, tanmayaha, akamamayaha. You identify with that state of mind which is calm. Okay, then what? In this manner, evam tasmin vihate kame kenachit sakamaha krodhatvena parinamate tena tanmayaha bhavan krodhamayaha. Okay, in this manner, what? If the kama is not fulfilled, vihate kame sati. For some people, the kama, if it is not fulfilled, what will happen? Sakamaha krodhatvena parinamate. It now becomes into krodha, anger. The kama which is not fulfilled, the desire, unfulfilled desire, now what? Uh, it becomes anger, rage, and all you can say. Okay, so you are frustrated, you can say. So in this, you now identify yourself with that anger itself. Correct? I am angry. Krodhamaya. Okay, then what? But again, sak krodhaha kenachid upayena nivartitaha yada bhavati. Okay, due to whatever reason, that anger is gone now. Okay, somebody saw your anger and then pacified you. So the anger is gone. Then what? Again, you are prasanna, anakulam chittam. Okay, you have a calm and peaceful mind now again. But akrodha uchyate tena tanmayaha akrodhamayaha. When you don't have anger, akrodhamayaha. Okay, evam kamakrodhabhyam कामक्रोधाभ्यां च तन्मयः भूत्वा धर्ममयः अधर्ममयश्च. So this kama and krodha together, and then akama and akrodha together are there. So you become all that, and again from there only the kama only leads to dharma or adharma, both. Okay, because like I said, from kama you can follow the shastra and do whatever is vihita and still try to fulfill your kama. Then it is dharma maya. But if the kama becomes lobha and greed and all that, you are ready to do anything. You are ready to cut corners. You are ready to step on others' toes. All that, then it is adharma maya. So, being this kama maya, krodha maya, rakama maya, akrodha maya only, you do either dharma or adharma. So, Bhashyakara explains that nahi kama krodhadi bhir vina dharmadi pravrittihi upapadyate. So the dharmadi pravritti means dharma and adharma. So whatever pravritti you have which leads to dharma or adharma, whatever action you engage in, that is what is pravritti, correct? So the action you engage in, which can be either dharma or adharma, that is not possible without the kama, krodha, etc. impelling you. And that is said by Manu also. The Bhashyakara quotes Manu here and there a lot. Yad yadi kurute karma tat tat kamasya cheshtitam. So Manu also is saying whatever is done by anybody, any karma which is done, any action which is done by a purusha, all that is what? It is basically the activity of the kama only. Kamasya cheshtitam. So you are made to act only due to your desires. Like this, Manu also is saying the same thing. It is marana. Therefore, what? Dharma mayaha, dharma mayascha bhutva, sarva mayaha bhavati. So everything is either dharma or adharma, correct? Whatever you do will either give you papa or punya, depending on whether it is adharma or dharma. You do adharma, you will get papa. If you do dharma, you are going to get punya. And that you can categorize your entire karma phala as that, and that karma phala only is going to give you further experiences in this life and also the next life, etc. So everything is really this dharma and adharma maya only, and therefore Bhashyakara says that sarva mayaha bhavati samastam dharma dharmayoho karyam. So everything is an effect of dharma and adharma. Okay, yavat kinchid vyakritam tat sarvam dharma dharmayoho phalam. So whatever it is, it is manifest here, correct? That is all. All of them is what? It is all the result or phala of dharma and adharma, papa punya phala only. In fact, we even say the Ishvara is creating different lokas so that you can experience the appropriate karma phala, correct? Even the external world itself is created only because you can undergo particular experiences in keeping with your karma. So that is why we say dharma dharma is the main thing. These are all the phala of dharma and adharma. Whatever is manifest here or whatever is manifest anywhere, all the lokas are like that only. We have to take. Tat pratipadyamanaha tanmayaha bhavati. So therefore what? That whatever it is, you understand this, correct? And so then you become identified with that. So in this manner, sarva mayaha. Okay. So you become identified with dharma and adharma. By that you become identified with everything. Okay. Then what? So kim bahuna. So what? What is the point in talking about all these things in so much detail? So tad etat siddhamasya. So from this is established. He is saying. Yeah? What is that? Yad ayam idam mayaha grihyamana vishayadimayaha tasmad ayam ado mayaha ada iti paroksham karyena grihyamanena nirdishyate. So Upanishad itself is now talking about idam mayaha and ado mayaha. So idam mayaha, Bhashyakara is saying what? Yadayam idam mayaha, that which is this. You identify with this means what? Grihyamana vishayadi mayaha, whatever is immediately available to you to grasp. Grasp here is knowing, cognitively grasping. So grihyamana vishayadimayaha means that which is you are directly able to experience, percept through pratyaksha, correct? Through perception. And also what? Tasmat ayam, and from that what? Ayam ado mayaha. That also. You become identified with that. Ada iti paroksham karyena grihyamanena nirdishyate. And whatever is paroksha, whatever is not within the immediate field of your perception, but still you can infer that, correct? You have to still know about something, whether it is immediately available or not, then only you can identify with that. So by these two what? Ananta hi antakarane bhavana visheshaha. So Bhashyakara says, this antakarana, this mind, is about what it thinks and what fantasies one has is all countless. You can't count it really speaking, correct? Anantahi antakarane bhavana visheshaha So antakarana bhavana is all like there, what specific bhavana and all, it varies. It is so much. Even one person's thinking only, so many things you keep thinking about. It's all ananta. So naivate visheshataha nirdeshtum shakyante. So you, Upanishad cannot point out each and everything. So what does it do? Okay. So also he says what? Tasmin kshane karyataha avagamyate. So how do we know what is there in somebody's mind means? At that time, whatever the effect of your thinking is there, from that only we can know that, correct? That this, because this person is behaving like this or he is doing this, he must be thinking this, etc. So you say idam asya
Audio
hirdi.
breaking, Guruji.
Huh?
No audio.
You can hear. There is no problem.
Yeah, I think your internet is the problem. I'm not having any issues here.
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah. Okay. So here tasmin kshane karyataha avagamyate. So we only know it by at that moment, whatever effects we are able to observe on somebody, we can infer from that, correct? This person must be thinking this. So, like that, whatever we can identify, okay? Idam asya hirdi vartate adaha asya iti. So, therefore, that is all, that is what is there in his mind. Means, whatever is there in his mind, which you are inferring, but which you are not directly able to perceive, that is all called adas, adaha. तेन गृह्यमाण कार्येण इदं मयतया निर्देश्यते निर्दिश्यते परोक्षः अन्तस्थः व्यवहारः अयम् इदानीम् अधोमय इति. So whatever you can grasp or cognize through the effect, okay, that is what is now, okay, whether it is this, you identify with this, okay, or you identify with that which is not perceptible. So whatever is perceptible, you identify as this, or whatever is remote, or whatever is there in somebody's mind, etc. If you try to identify with that, it is said as that, correct? Which is imperceptible. So both idam and others are there, and then what? Therefore, what he is saying is संक्षेपतः तु यथा कर्तुं यथा वा धरितुं शीलमस्य सोयम यथा कारी यथाचारी सहा तथा भवति. So you identify with this, you identify with that, okay, with perceptible things, imperceptible, all that is fine, but finally what you have to do something now. So to put it briefly, what, based on your identification, you do something, whatever you do, so you become, but again not by doing only once, correct? So here, that's why Bhashyakara says Sheelam asya charitum Sheelam, means habitually you are doing something. Okay, yata kartum yata va charitum Sheelam asya. So whatever you do, but whatever you do habitually is what yata charitum really meaning. So the one who habitually does something, saha tatha bhavati, you become that. Yad bhavam tad bhavati also we say, correct, even for upatana and all that. Whatever bhavana you develop, based on that, of course, you are doing action also, and that because of whatever you keep doing, and then based on that, whatever karma phala, your life becomes according to that. So, Karanan Nama Niyata Kriya Vidhi pratishedhadigamya charanam nama aniyatam iti vishesha. So, generally speaking, Bhashyakara again here gives a beautiful note. So, what is he saying? He is saying there are yathachari, yathakari, both are almost meaning the same, correct? Acharanam, karanam, etc. means the same, really speaking. So why does the Upanishad give two things? Means he is saying karanam is whatever is niyata, whatever is mandated by the Shruti, correct? The vidhi. So keeping the vidhi and pratishedha in mind, you do only whatever is mandated and you avoid the pratishedha, means it is karanam, it seems. But charanam means what? You do whatever you think or you want to do without heeding to what the Shastra is saying. So that is aniyatam iti visheshaha. So that is the difference between karanam and charanam. So if you do whatever is there in the Shastra, then you are sadhukari. That is what next it is leading to, correct? Sadhukari, sadhur bhavati iti, yathakari, ityasya visheshanam. So the sadhukari goes with yathakari. Okay? And you become, whatever you do something good, then you become good also, correct? Or you have a good life, etc. Then papakari, papo bhavati iti, yathachari ityasya. So the yathachari and papakari goes together. Then if you do only papa, then papa phalam only you are going to also gain. So this that's what now Bhashyakara is talking about, the tachilya pratyaya, about which I already said, correct? There's a nini pratyaya. He is the actual pratyaya there. But then the it letters are all there in Panini. So if you study Panini, this it concept is very, very interesting. Anyway, I don't want to go into that. You can learn. If you are interested, you go and learn Panini. So that Nini Pratyaya is the Tachilya Pratyaya here, means this Sadhukari, Papakari, etc. That E is there in the end. Like Ushna Bodhi, like that I gave another example. All these points out that that is their habit. Habitually, that's why Bhashyakara also already said, he said, correct, even before when he talked about this Sheelanam Asya, also he said same thing. So habitually you do only good. So that means this you will get the result of good karma only if you habitually do it. Or even if you do one good karma, you will get the phala for that. There is a question can be there. That's why Bhashyakara says the Upanishad repeats it, it seems. So, Tachilya Pratyaya Upadanat Atyanta Tatparyataya Tatparyata Eva Tanmayatvam Natu Tat Karma Matrena Iti Ashankyaha. So, there can be a doubt. This Tachilya Pratyaya has been used. That means always you have to do good, then only you will get a good life. Or then only you will get the phala for that karma. Or nobody can always do punya karma, or even a very worst papi, let us say, also will do something good. So nobody can do only punya or only papa. So, but still there is a doubt here. Should I be like that only to get this the tanmayatvam, he says here? Atyantya tatparyam, he says. Means totally it has to be like that or what? Means the doubt is there. Therefore, Upanishad is saying punya punyena karmana bhavati, papa papene iti, punya papa karma matrenaiva tanmayatasya. So this when you identify with the punya as a whatever you do a punya karma and you have an identification with that, that phala you will get. You will be identified with that phala, whatever you get. Similarly, you do papa karma even once, whatever that papa's phala you get, then you become identified with that. Therefore, it's not that you have to habitually do that, then only you will have identification. But merely, even if you do one good activity, you can get identified with its phala, correct? Or you can be identified with that. Or you do one papa also, and then you are identified with that. So to show that this is repeated, he is saying again, punyena bhavati and all that we saw already. So इति आशंक्य पुण्यः पुण्येन कर्मणा भवति पापः पापेनेति पुण्य पाप कर्म मात्रेणैव तन्मयता स्यात् न तु ताच्छील्यम अपेक्षते. So the tachilya means habitually you have to do like that. There is no requirement. Okay, but if you do habitually, it is still good. So he says that also tachilye tu tanmayatva atishaya ityayam visheshaha. So if you do it habitually something good, then it is special. You will get the results also accordingly, but it doesn't mean that only if you do habitually you will get the phala and you will get the identification. So like this, Bhashyakara is saying the differentiation he is giving. Rest of the things we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Yeah.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರು.
Om.
Thank you.